Hi, this is Rob De Luca, and if you're not listening to Rockin You All Night, then you simply suck.
Hello again, everyone. This is Ryan Witting, and you're listening to another episode of Rockin You All Night, where we talk all things rock, all things metal, and all things with strings. And if you don't like it, then you must not rock. My guest this week is one of the greatest bassists, recording artists, and touring musicians that the world has ever known, Rob De Luca. And we're coming at you from the Pressroom in Phoenix, Arizona. So sit back, hold tight, and get ready for Rockin You All Night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with bassist extraordinaire, a future rock and roll Hall of Famer, a masterpiece, a true artiste, Mr. Rob De Luca of UFO and Spread Eagle. Rob, thank you so much for being on Rockin You All Night, and you've got a show to do. We're at the Press Room here in Phoenix. You're looking great, my friend.
Thank you, so are you. I appreciate being here. Appreciate your time.
Thank you for the compliment. Insults are welcomed and encouraged, too. So I've heard that this tour is doing phenomenal for you guys.
It really is.
But this is it? Or is UFO going to continue as maybe just put out albums? What are your thoughts?
I'm not sure. You know, I just know that I wish it would continue. And I hope Mr. Mogg will get bored sitting in his house and say, you know what? It's been a little while. Let's do some shows, you know?
Right.
But that's up to Phil. You know, he's been the one member in the band for 50 years, and he has the right to make those decisions. And right now, I think he just wants to take, a break. Hopefully, it's just a hiatus and not a permanent break, but I'm not sure.
When the call came in, I'm assuming it's from Phil that says, Rob, pack your bags, we're doing this one last time. What's your initial thought?
Well, it's bittersweet. It's really bittersweet because it's such a successful and cool tour and great vibe, and just regardless of if it's the last tour, it's a really good tour, and the bands who we're playing with are just phenomenal. Blue Oyster Cult, Last in Line, Armored Saint, Jared James Nichols. So it's a really special tour. But it's bittersweet if this is the last one.
Yeah, fans like myself, and we're hoping that this isn't goodbye. It's like you say, maybe a hiatus. But I would really strongly encourage, if nothing else, we would like at least another studio album.
That would be great, or a live record.
Right.
We've never done a live record with this incarnation. That would be fantastic.
Why not film tonight? So the last stop you guys came from, you were in, was it LA or?
We were in San Diego.
You were in San Diego, and then was it the day or two before that you were in, was it LA, Hollywood? And you had a special guest join you on stage.
Yeah, that was fun. Kirk Hammett came up from Metallica, obviously. And it's the third time that members of Metallica have come to see UFO. So
Vinny was telling me UFO really never has, in the last 15, 16 years, has had anyone else on stage with you guys playing.
I don't think I remember anyone ever being on stage with us in the last 12 years that I've been here.
Wow. Yeah, I saw that on YouTube. It just looked and sounded phenomenal. I can't imagine what it's like being there.
It was cool, but I was surprised it happened because it's something we don't do.
Oh, wow. Dude.
Yeah.
So when you got the call to join the band, tell me the state of affairs that happens when all of a sudden, Rob, we need you to fill in.
Well,
and it turns to a permanent gig for all these years.
Well, I always say, it's a great gig that any bassist would jump at. But it was special for me because I saw them when I was a kid. So I was truly a fan of this band, and so it meant a lot. But the way it happened was I play with Sebastian Bach for the past 14 years, and we did some shows with Guns N' Roses, a bunch of them, a lot of them. And I became friends with Ron Thal, Bumblefoot.
Right.
And when Vinny is good friends with Bumblefoot, so when Vinny was telling Ron that they're looking for someone solid, and just, solid guy, solid player, Ron recommended me, and I didn't have to audition or anything. I just went right into a rehearsal and a tour. So that was really cool of him, and I'm glad I got a chance to play in front of Ron where he would, see me and recommend me. So, and Ron's spot on because it's worked for 12 years, so his
recommendation's pretty good.
It's not just his recommendation, his intuition of musicality. But yeah, his recommendation is really good. But that just gets you in the door. If it's not right or if you're not good or whatever, it's not going to last.
Right.
So it's more than the recommendation. It's the fact that he's so acute about knowing, style and all that. So he was spot on 12 years later.
And getting along with all the other members, because it's kind of like a five-way marriage, so to speak.
Yeah, that has a lot to do with it too, and there's an art to being in a tour bus with 10 people and getting along.
When did you first hear UFO? What's your first memory of hearing them, if you take me back to when you were a younger
Probably
musician?
Obsession in high school.
If you look back at your younger self, if somebody told you that, Rob, one day you're going to be in UFO and you're going to be there for more than a dozen years, would your younger self even believe it?
No, I mean, when I formed Spread Eagle, which was my first real band, then I was young and cocky and full of fire, and I thought I was going to be the biggest thing in the whole world, So if you would ask me then, I would have thought, I wouldn't have thought it would have been with a different band other than Spread Eagle, of course. But when I was in high school, I had no idea how to get into the music industry. I just knew I liked playing guitar. So.
When did you feel that you had made it to where this is a full-time gig and you're on the level to be in UFO? When did you first think that you?
Well, I was the touring bassist for a handful of years, and then I started playing on their records and being in their pictures. So I would say when that happened with the recording, the writing, and the pictures.
So your band Spread Eagle, you had to put that on, I don't want to say a hiatus, but it kind of took a back seat because of all the years in UFO. But you have albums, but you've got another one.
Mm-hmm. It came out in August.
So it's been out.
It's called Subway to the Stars.
Okay.
It's on Frontiers. And no, I didn't take a hiatus because of UFO. I think it was just, it was what it was, that band, we took some time off, and then we actually got back together in 2006.
Right.
So that's before I was in UFO. So it's been together since before I've been in UFO. But it's been a slow build. We weren't thinking about recording. We were just thinking about doing regional shows. Then we went to Europe, and then we had this offer from Frontiers, and the time was right. So.
When are you doing some solo shows? I mean, obviously after UFO, but do you have a solo tour planned for this album?
Spread Eagle, we're looking next spring, summer to really hit it hard, and we're going to do the whole country.
What are your goals for that band in terms of playability? Do you plan festivals or club shows or just anywhere where there's a market?
Everything. I mean, we're going to start with club shows, obviously, and we're looking to do festivals, we're looking to do support slots, we're looking to headline clubs, and we have high hopes. I mean, the record Subway to the Stars is getting the best reviews of all three albums. We had two out on MCA Universal, two albums out on MCA Universal in the 90s. But we're not just dialing it in, so we have high hopes. We're shooting for the stars, and
quite literally.
Literally, and we're gonna push till we get there.
That's phenomenal. I'll have to, at some point, I do reviews every now and again, written reviews. At some point, with your permission, I'll get a review out there.
Absolutely, please do.
Hammer it out there and do what you want with it. But I definitely would love to do that. Where do you see the legacy of UFO, let me rephrase that. You guys should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There's many of us that say that you should be there with this band. Let's say that that doesn't happen. How should UFO be looked at then? Because that's like the one stamp of approval that the band doesn't have, which is crazy, but how should UFO be looked at?
Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious with people like Kirk Hammett and Dave Mustaine and Steve Harris saying that it was, one of their main influences. I think it's pretty obvious. It's a really important band that helped rock evolve into metal, and it's just a great band with a huge catalog of incredible songs.
I agree. I just think it's a crying shame that you're not in there, as Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members. Like what? Well,
I mean, to be honest, there's bands that have sold more records that aren't in there yet.
Right.
So there's still bands, in my opinion, that are more obvious, not because they're better bands, just because they had a little bit more commercial success, so they've reached more people. So I'm just talking logically here,
Right.
But after you get past those bands, I think UFO at some point should be inducted. I don't think to me, I don't know how big a deal it is because I don't know who are these people,
Right.
Like I kind of.
Does it mean anything to you on a personal level that they're
not too much?
Okay.
No, I'm just trying to have make the best art I can with songs I write and make the best records I can with records I'm on and play the best I can every night and have a good time.
Speaking of good times, what are some of your favorite memories of being in UFO for these past 12 years?
Going to South America a couple times was great.
Is it the crowds are just wild there?
They are. They're really wild there.
Is it because they're kind of music starved, or what's the...
I mean, it could have started from that, but then rock and roll is like a religion down there. It's it's like the way, when Guns N' Roses and Motley and Bon Jovi were on top of the charts and Skid Row, like remember how everyone was listening to rock and roll, everyone was excited about it? Well, it's always like that down there.
And here we're in the U.S., it's...
U.S. doesn't
it's
recognize.
Flash in the pan stuff every 3-4 years. How about this tour? What's some of the funnest moments or best memories of this tour so far?
Well, obviously Kirk coming, playing with these amazing support acts, having Neil Carter here to really just push us and make it genuine still.
Right.
Having guys like Megadeth
and Andrew Freeman's making faces
Yes.
at us. You're a longtime friend of Andrew's.
Yeah,
you were telling me.
30 years, 29 years.
Wow, dude. Yeah, Andrew was on this show about a year and a half ago, and it was probably the best work that I've done. We just had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs. Great.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
And in my opinion, one of the greatest singers out there that's in his prime and his peak. Just love everything they do. So how did you guys how'd you know him for 30 years?
His brother had a club in upstate New York that he booked, and he started bringing us up there, booking us, and then his brother Ray Freeman became our road manager for a while, and he was just always there for us. And because Ray was working with us, Andrew was always around, and we became close with Andrew just by association, and then we met their whole family.
So why has he never appeared on a Spread Eagle album?
Who?
Andrew.
We don't have other.
But it's Andrew Freeman. He can contribute something.
Oh, he's a fantastic musician, but we kind of just try to stay as self-contained as possible. I mean, we have backing guest spots, like we had a real cellist on this album, and we had Al Cooper, who played with Bob Dylan on Open to the Public album.
Who are some of the other musicians that you have yet to record with that you'd like to record with?
I can't think of any off the top of my head. Like I don't really think like that. If I just kept making music with the bands I'm in, that would be fine. You know, I'm so busy just putting out Spread Eagle records and touring with all these bands, and I also played with Sebastian Bach for 14 years. So,
Right.
so I'm fine with that. I feel like I'm being creative, especially with writing for UFO and writing for Spread Eagle. So I don't feel like a hole where, you know,
You
where
need
I
to get
feel-
something accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if there was a great band was interested in me contributing, playing wise or writing wise or whatever, I'd love to do it. But I don't have like a bucket list or anything.
Okay. What are some of your favorite songs to play in UFO live?
Definitely Love to Love. That's probably my favorite. And Only You Can Rock Me is fun.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this. As a fan,
I like playing them all, you know.
Right.
Burn Your House Down's a lot of fun. But
I just love Too Hot to Handle. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
That's the one I just absolutely love that. I have a couple of signature segments I'd love to play with you. And so one is called In the Year 2525. You know the song, Zager and Evans?
Mm-hmm.
Vinnie Moore actually started this. So, in the year 2525, that is, of course, if man is still alive, when the name Paul Raymond gets mentioned, what should people say?
people should say that Paul was very lucky to live the life that he lived, because he was a professional musician from about the age of 16 to, I believe, was he 74 when he passed?
3 or 4, yeah.
73 or 74. So that is a dream come true for anyone who picks up an instrument, to get recognized and paid for doing that for all those years, and to have left a legacy of all those albums and songs he's written. So pretty good in my book.
Right. What was your last conversation with Paul? Do you remember?
Probably just saying bye after the last tour, because he either was or seemed very healthy on that last tour. He was totally rocking the last show, and then 8 days later he was gone. So it was basically just, we'll see you in a couple of months, and take care of yourself, enjoy your time off.
Yeah, when I saw the news on the Rockin News, I think I saw it up from Vinny's side, maybe his Facebook first. I thought, oh my God, because like you say, you just done these shows, and it was like there was no warning. Yeah, no indication. So my condolences to you and the rest of your band, because that really was out of nowhere.
Thank you.
But even as fans, we're like, whoa, what's going on? Because we're losing.
Well, it's the age.
Yeah, we're just losing people. Seems
the
like
best bands were in the 70s, and now in the 1970s, and now look at that's obviously the age they're going to be at.
Yeah, gosh, my condolences on that. If you could say anything to him, if you could see him, what would you say?
I would say, we're not going to let your legacy down. We're going to keep the flame and keep the fire and keep the torch. And it was a pleasure touring with you all those 12 years.
I like that. I like that answer a lot. Let me go to the next question. In the year 2525, that is, of course, if man is still alive, the band UFO, when it gets mentioned, how should people remember it?
We'll be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by then.
It's okay. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by them. Should there be a UFO shrine? Do they get their own wing? Because there's very few bands that have 50 years of longevity.
I don't know. That'd be nice.
Yeah, I kind of think so. You're pretty well grounded, connected to the universe. I believe I can see that in talking to you and your playing. We don't have to get into spiritual, but your writing, your songwriting, where does it come from? I mean, what are some of your influences?
Writing music, definitely 70s Aerosmith is a big muse for me. I don't think I write anything like them, but I always listen to them as much as possible when I'm trying to get in a writing mode. And lyrically, I'm not sure, but I mean, since a very early age, I was very in tune with lyrics with the Beatles and Bernie Taupin with Elton John. I knew every word to every Elton John song practically. I had all those LPs, and then when I was signed to MCA Universal, I got all the CDs for free to keep listening to them in the next format, after LPs. So, so I would say that's some of my influences.
Phenomenal. In the year 2525, that is, of course, if man is still alive, when the name Spread Eagle gets mentioned, what should people say?
Everyone's going to know us by then, definitely. We will be a popular band.
On your releases, are they? I know it's digital CD. Do you have the vinyls out?
No.
Is it a price issue, or?
I'm not sure. It's not my decision.
Okay.
I would release it on vinyl if I could. Absolutely.
Okay. Let me go to. I have a signature segment called This or That. Let me give you a couple things. You choose what you'd like better, this or that. Playing bass or traveling to outer space.
Playing bass, definitely.
Okay. Are you into space travel at all, or think we're gonna get there at some point?
We're already there. But am I that into it? No, I haven't thought about it too much.
Okay. So, but you have UFO, the band. You've got an album called The Visitor. It just seems like there's something.
Well, that's Phil's.
Okay, it's Phil's decision.
Yeah.
All right. Last question, because I know you've got to go. This is always the toughest one.
Okay.
This is always the toughest one. So I ask everybody this. Ryan Witting, that's me, the host of this show, or bullshitting?
Well, I don't think you're a bullshitter, so I'm going to go with Ryan Witting.
All right, I like that answer. I love that answer. Rob, it's been phenomenal.
My pleasure.
I know that you have
Thank you for having me,
and
Ryan.
everything. And for those of you that are listening, check out Rob on Facebook, Instagram. Get the CD, get Spread Eagle, CD Baby, iTunes, Amazon. When you guys are on tour, let me know and I'll hammer it out there. I want people to come see you, not only on this show here with UFO, but on your solo gigs when that happens.
Thank you.
I want people to come out there, and I would love to come see you.
Thank you.
When you come back to the U.S.
Please check out Spread Eagle, Subway to the Stars. We're on YouTube, Spread Eagle Band. We're on Facebook, Spread Eagle NYC. Just Google us, you'll find us. We got a new video out called Sound of Speed. Check it out. It's good stuff. You'll like it.
Phenomenal material, Rob. Thank you so much for this interview. Thank you so much for tonight's concert and all the years of kick-ass music.
You're welcome.
But thank you so much for being on Rockin You All Night, where we talk all things rock, all things metal, and all things with strings. And if you don't like it,
then you must not rock.
There you have it, another episode of Rockin You All Night. Be sure to listen to Rockin You All Night on azradio.live and follow Rockin You All Night on SoundCloud, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. The music on this episode is provided by Billy Moffat. Follow Billy Moffat on SoundCloud to hear all of Billy Moffat's songs. And be sure to go to spreadeagle.us and ufomusic.info for all of your Rob De Luca needs. And don't forget to hit up the pressroomaz.com to stay up to date on the Pressroom's concert calendar. We'll see you when the sun shines again. Until then, follow along, leave comments, click like and subscribe, and remember, we've only just begun.